Welcome back. All right. So for those of you watching, we had a question mid break, which was what's up, just to catch you up. So far, we've gone through a spooky forest with trees that whispered nasty things to us. And we met a woman that turned out to be a dragon. And currently, Faye, our girl who's in this Oz-like wonderland, is learning how to cast her first spell. So, take it away.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to do like a montage over like a week or a few days or however long. Uh, so I think how we'll do this is I I think I'll ask. A couple of questions. I'm trying to figure out which questions to ask. I think okay, I think so like on day one, what I'll ask this to you, Judge, since you're playing Faye right now. What adorable mistake does Faye make on like day one of magic training?
Um, huh. Can you give me like some
Oh yeah, heck
something,
yeah.
some Velcro about like what the magic training is?
Ooh, yes.
Something sticky?
Yeah. So I think like I think oh yeah, I think like for starters, the dragon says, of course, in order to draw upon the fire within you, you need to be in tune with it. And then, like, having just burped fire and done something quite cool and evocative, like, day one is like meditation training and like sort of internalizing and like
Cool.
really understanding yourself from the inside.
Yeah, and I think she like is doing her best, and then she like opens up one eye to see if everybody else is looking, and they're not. They're actually like doing it, and she like takes a deep like sigh, but accidentally like belches some more fire and scorches her backpack a little bit. Like doesn't burn it, but just scorches it. Like it's got a little like personality mark now, you know.
It's super cool. And Thunderbolt and Bima taking part in this training as well, or are you observers?
No, Bima doesn't want to. Well, I don't know. Could I turn into a cat? That'd be handy sometimes.
You totally could turn into a cat.
Okay, okay. I will also try to do. I think no. I think Bima tries to meditate, but she ends up like chasing something or rooting through treasure
Yeah.
piles, or she's too distractible. She's not.
Aw.
Yeah, she's not a really good wizard student. Like it's just too boring. It's
Yeah.
too introspective.
Thunderbolt tries to meditate and he falls asleep, like straight up.
Aw.
That's him.
It's not snoring. It's just deep concentration. Sorry.
No, I was snoring. No, it was bad. Sorry.
And I'll ask this to Strash as Faye, just to bounce the questions around a little bit. So like you can feel yourself tapping into the what drives you on the inside, like the kind of anger you've just learned to tap into, like on your journey so far. So when it comes time to practicing magic, what dangerous mistake do you make, and what do you learn from it?
This is the Earthsea question. I think it's just that, like, I mean, normally, Faye is a quiet, somewhat mousy girl with a lot of insight and introspection, but I think that magic in particular, taps into, like, parts of her that she doesn't maybe, like, lift as much with. And I think that this is probably, like, I don't know, it makes her feel like weird stuff. So I think that maybe she's getting impatient and she tries to go big a lot faster than she should. and probably ends up like I don't know what is the spell that the dragon is teaching her.
Ooh. I feel like fire. I'll just double check our menace because we sure about not being angry. I think like fire seems to kind of make sense.
Fire is fine. I'm just like,
Yeah.
are we breathing fire? Are we generating a light? Are we like trying to? Did we pick a staff from the forest as part of day one exercises, and now we're trying to project fire from it? Like, what's the?
Oh, heck, that is super cool. Yeah, we totally should retcon and have a staff from the forest of fear that was sort of was like drawing upon your deepest fear. So like, no, you must harness your fear and then use it to set people on fire.
First, you must find a tree that has been struck by a lightning bolt. Cool. So yeah, so I think yeah, I think maybe she like burns herself, right? Because like being able to channel fire is about tapping into that power source, but it's also about controlling it, right? And I think that if you tap into it too much and maybe don't necessarily have like it's overwhelming, right? Like rage that's overwhelming like gets out of control. You say things you don't necessarily mean, and you know, yeah, I think it probably has like physical consequences, right? Like she needs to actually treat some burns that are appearing on her hands and stuff, not because like the fire turned backwards and hurt her, but because like just pushing it out kind of hurts in the process.
Yeah, that's very sweet. I think like the dragon for sure will like tend to Faye in this time. We get sort of a montage of like the dragon putting salve on her hand and saying like failure is part of the process and like it's okay to fail and you'll like learn and grow from this and blossom anew. Like sort of very consolatory. And
Biba's advice is, of course, just brush it off. Later on, you'll pretend like it didn't even happen. It's gonna be in your rearview mirror. It's gonna be fine.
I think at one moment, like with Gia and Thunderbolt are like off to the side, and he like very sarcastically says, "The real treasure is the therapy we got along the way."
the title of this episode. And I would like to know, like at the final arc of this training, what like amazing thing. I'll put this to Judd. I'll ping pong back to Judd. Like, what amazing thing do you do that you're so proud of?
I think she flies for a little while.
Cool. That is super rad. How high do you go?
Maybe to a treetop, you know,
Nice.
and back. But yeah,
I like to think when you come down, like Gia, like the landing is sort of like, I'm not sure how this is gonna go, and then like sort of Gia catches you.
nice. Yeah.
Kind of rolls your eyes like, that was so great and cool. I've never been able to fly that high before.
Thanks for the help.
No problem. And I think like we're like kind of rejoicing and like having a laugh. I think maybe like Gia is showing off her page magic like in the clearing. Just outside the cave mouth. What did she do? Oh yeah, I think she's pulling characters out of the like books and like throwing them on herself, and then like every time she does this is like a new character, and she's like just reveling in being able to take the stories that she has like inside of her that she's read and like sort of bring them out into life. And I think like when she goes to do it again, she grabs a page and says, "Oh shoot, Faye, I meant to give this to you. I found it on that bookshelf near that book that you like. It's written for you," and like sort of hands over a letter. And I think that it's dated like a couple of days after you went missing. In the library. And the name at the bottom is the pen pal that you write to at
Oh
home.
wow. Oh, my pen pal. Yeah, she'll
Okay.
open it.
Um, and ooh, I would like to know. Ooh. One thing that's changed about home since you've been here. Like a piece of news.
Oh wow. So the pen pal is from my hometown, or
I think the pen pal was someone that you.
oh, that I used to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They moved away because it's an army base, right?
Yeah, yeah. You have a pen pal. Yeah, they lived 3 to 4 blocks away. Now they're a pen pal. They write once a month and used to be in the soccer team together.
Nice.
Look at that prep. So good.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I lost that piece. It's a good piece. Wow. What's changed, Josh?
Do you want help? Do you want suggestions?
Yeah, yeah, I totally do.
I think it's I think it's maybe did we move away or did the pen pal move away?
I think the pen pal moved.
I think yeah.
So I think one of the things that you're reminded of is I feel like there was perhaps a field that the two of you used to play in, and it was like a place that kids go and have games, and now there was construction and it's completely been like paved over and there's like buildings and people there now. So like, yeah, how's that sound?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're having all these magical adventures. I have a feeling that my suggestion is like the opposite of that.
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
It's like
It's
perfectly
cool.
mundane. And yes, I think Elena says like, oh, like I heard from like so and so that the park that we used to play in is like totally paved over now. Like it's kind of sad, but maybe you like really miss kicking a ball around. I hope that you're having like a good opportunity like to play some sports where you are. Oh, and then I would also like to know what's one thing that the letter mentions next that makes you miss home a little bit.
Hmm.
And you both or either can answer. It's collaborative exercise.
I think she writes about how my mom was the soccer coach and she used to drill us, and so like it makes me miss drilling with mom.
Aw. Suppose like mom runs a restaurant. It's a bit too busy to do that kind of thing
Right.
right now.
Right.
And I think like Gia is being super nosy and is like reading over your shoulder while you're doing this, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, this is so sweet.
Yeah, pen pals are pretty cool.
I never had a pen pal. Will you be a pen pal? Pen pals sound fun.
Yeah, sure.
All right, what do I do?
Well, I mean, you can't do it yet. We're still here. When I go back home, I'll write you a letter.
How are you
There you go.
supposed to get letters from here?
And you're going home? Can I come?
I don't
I think Bima twitches her nose and pats Gia on the arm and says, "You don't want to go."
Oh, wow.
Oh, is it scary? Is that why you're here?
It's very, yeah. It's not a nice place. It's full of people that are dead inside.
Oh, that sounds awful. Maybe I should just be a pen friend pal that writes like this.
We'd have to find some way to send the letters, but if the Dragon Lady can fetch letters from there, maybe she knows something that can take it back over.
Yeah, we'll find a way. You're gonna be a friend forever, Faye. Whether you like it or not.
I like it.
Ah, excellent. And I think like Gia starts like it's like, right, like let's get back to it kind of thing, and like sort of starts like flicking through like her pages again, and starts some merrymaking. But I think that's, oh yeah, go, you took a breath.
No, I was gonna say, I think Bima actually like this is probably the first time the Bima's like revealed that she's like from the actual world and not just from this place.
Oh, yeah.
But I think she looks at Faye and she says, I don't think she could survive out there. There's not enough magic.
Yeah, I don't think our world would be very good for her.
And
Why-
I think
why
Bima gives Faye a little side eye and says, "Do you think you could survive out there?"
Yeah. Yeah, I think I could. Why was it hard for you?
Everybody expects you to be so serious all the time. It's awful. It's much better being a master thief. Bima smiles and she says, "For a while, I kept telling myself that I would go back, but then... Tell me, Faye, if I'm a master thief, what do you think about being a wizard full time? Is that better than whatever it is they were planning to have you do up there?"
Not a wizard yet, and I gotta get home.
Why? Sorry, Judd. Hard questions time.
I've got people to see. It's where home is. I've seen a lot of interesting things here, but I haven't seen anywhere that was home. When I go, you'll watch after her.
Yeah.
Good.
She kind of likes reading about and seeing adventures more than actually being in the middle of them. I think we'll get along just fine.
Good.
She also likes writing letters more than I do. And then Bima just like scampers off.
Yeah, I didn't think you were pen pal material, didn't Bima. I think she says it like not to. She doesn't say that to Bima, right? But I mean, not that Bima would agree. I think, but like she says it like after Bima's gone, like it's kind of the empty space or whatever.
Oh,
Alright.
lovely.
Sorry, Judd. Put you on the spot there.
No, it's good. Good question.
I think like in the sort of wake of that silence, you hear like a chugga 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 chugga, like it's a very sort of mechanical sound, and it's kind of like hard to make out exactly where it's coming from, but it's definitely like sort of coming closer, and as it like chugga 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 is like more loud, like you can hear the clank of like metal, and the ground like starts to rumble a bit, and you hear like a sort of a whistle like goes off, but it sounds a bit like a cock's crow.
Dragon Lady, is there a train in the middle of your forest?
And the dragon lady, like Emma.
Does Dragon Lady have a name? Because I would have asked.
Lady totally should have a name, and I left my copy of Go Underground over there.
Yeah, mine's behind me somewhere.
But where is it? The Dragon's
the name
Den?
list, the name list in the back of the book.
What do you want? Regal, shadowy?
Let's give it a regal name.
Oh, yeah. Good choices.
Ursuline?
Yeah.
Ursula, Malia.
Ursuline, I love because it's partially a reference to Ursula K. Le Guin, who wrote The Wizard of Earthsea.
Oh, nice.
Such a good cut. Dang.
Oh. Wow. That was an accident.
I'll take it.
I feel like
Take it.
Yeah.
Well, my elementary
Amazing.
school art teacher would have called a happy accident. We'll take it.
Yes. Yeah, Ursuline. I think Ursuline like comes out of the cave, and she sort of tightens her cloak around herself, and And I think she cusses in dragon because this is just for the PG movie that we're writing. And I think as she sighs, like she doesn't have time to get out exactly like what the problem is, but like you see this it's a real sort of Baba Yaga type like sort of building, and it's sort of
with chicken legs.
Space, yeah, with like sort of mechanical chicken legs.
Oh, mechanical chicken legs. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Somehow regular chicken legs are better. I'm not sure why, but we'll run with it.
And the base is quite narrow, and it sort of like comes out. It's sort of like they shape I can liken it to a sort of like it sort of comes out like a sort of a diamond shape, and sort of there's like a little chimney at the top, and then like a whistle that blows again as it nears, and it looks a bit like sort of patchwork built. There's various different materials holding it together. It's like clattering and shuddering away. Like the engine is just making it shake apart. And then like with the last whistle, like it stops, and then like the building sort of like collapses down onto its feet, and then it's like quiet. And the dragon, I think, like blows out a plume of smoke and says, "It's that goddamn light feather fellow."
Light feather? Do we know this person?
I think there was like a mention of light feather.
Yeah,
the
that's
one
right.
who's like stealing some stuff.
Magic thief.
Magic thief. And
I mean, Bima will look right back at the dragon and be like, "What? You need something stolen back? Because I can do that."
oh, if you're offering, that would be fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. I'm offering.
I don't quite know how I managed to find his way here. I usually try and put him on some kind of loop in the forest, so he never quite finds his place, but somehow he always manages to find his way back. And I think like ooh.
Faye, do you want to run distraction with Thunderbolt, and I'll see if I can sneak into the hut?
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Gia will totally go with Beaver too if Beaver's gonna sneak off and do cool thief things.
I mean, have you figured out how to be a book yet? I can bring you along. Or a person. It's important that we don't make a lot of noise.
I can totally be a book. I can be a quiet book. I promise I won't make a sound.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Here, I've got a rope. I will tie you to my back. I'll make sure that you can see everything and note everything, and I will whisper to you what we're doing, and you can pop out when it's safe.
Excellent. And I think like she like all the sound of like 1,000 pages like closing is like she closes in on herself, and like the book like snaps shut and like falls to the ground.
And I think that's exactly what Bima does. She like sets it up like either a satchel or a backpack with like a rope, and then like gives Faye the nod, like do your thing, and then like pulls out her 2 knives and goes scampering off to clamber up the hut and seek an entrance that she can pry open.
Excellent. And I think like we see from like the front of this hut, like the door busts open, kind of like a Wild West like saloon door, and this very bold, broad-chested fellow in like a white adventuring gear with like a sort of white adventurer's hat. Looks very Indiana Jones, but like a massive ponce, like a very like shiny Indiana Jones, but he has the face of a chicken, like a sort of a big like rooster beak. And he says, he like busts out and says like, Lucine, you thought you could stay away from me. And Lucine's like, oh my fucking God. And Lightfeather says, I thought usually you make it tricky for me to find you, but I saw a trail that led right here. How delightful. And not to mention that I know you have magic around here, more magic than usual.
What magic? And I think like like to be a distraction, Faye jumps up and says, "What magic?" And then and burps and like dragon, like blue dragon fire.
And I think like Lightfeather is like delighted by this, and it's like, aha! I knew my nose didn't lead me astray. You'll do very well. In my abode, I gather magical things, and you would be perfect for my collection. I treat my collection very well.
Uh-huh. Where would you catalog me? Between what and what?
Oh, that is a good question. I feel like I need to know more about you before I catalog you. What's your name?
DG, Dragon and Girl.
Well then, we should talk. And then I just like, yeah, she's just talking to distract her so that.
Oh, that's super great. Just looking. Oh yeah, so we have a manner that as young ladies must never vex others. It sounds like you're challenging that manner.
That's true.
Should
I roll some dice?
We are going to be rolling some dice. But what happens when
Yeah.
you're challenging a manner?
So when you face a challenge by refusing to mind your manners, name the manner you're rebelling against and roll. So this is a flat roll. Just take 2d6 and get the result. If something goes awry, Thunderbolt could help out. By offering some sage advice.
Yep. Who's rolling? I'm sorry.
Nice. Oh,
Do you want me to roll, Judd, and you can be Thunderbolt, or we can do vice versa? Well, if we do vice versa, then you're rolling as Faye, and I cannot help necessarily.
we can do a quick merry-go-round if that
Yeah.
works.
Okay.
Unless, Judd, you're
Yeah,
feeling
yeah.
the scene, and then you can totally play it
Sounds
out.
good. Here, I will roll my raw 2d6. It's not good.
Dear.
So yeah, I think Faye is trying to refuse to mind her manners, which is it says, what part of your rebellion is misunderstood by others? But yeah, I think she's definitely. Does she actually vex this Lightfeather fellow?
Oh.
And Thunderbolt, I forget off the top of my head what your beastie help move is. I think it's
I'll
you
look.
give me advice.
Oh yeah,
and
we can quickly look at that. Well,
impart wisdom.
Yeah, impart wisdom. Roll when you offer guidance to the girl and she follows your advice. What did your failure look like?
so I think like ooh. I think Lightfeather is very captivated by the words that you're spinning him and the stories that you're telling about the magic that you can. I think that's what you were doing, right? You were trying to like the stories of magic that you can do, and he I think whips out like a pen and a notebook and is like scribbling this down. It's like yes, I see. This is perfect for my collection, and then he. I think what he does then is he I think
I was gonna say it could be as simple as there comes a point where he's like, "Great, so are you ready to get into your glass cage?" And Faye is just like, "I'm gonna go with no."
that's what I was leaning towards. Yeah.
Like it is enough to vex someone, and it is also, fitting with the possible problems.
Yeah, totally. I think what he does is like he pulls out a wooden wand. It looks like a kind of cheap knockoff of like the basic stuff that you like sort of carved yourself in the woods. And he says, "Yes, you will be fitting for my collection. Now come with me." And sort of like waves his wand, and you kind of feel like the wand like sort of tug at your shirt collar. And your feet like following the suggestion. What do you do?
Yeah, I think Thunderbolt says, so Faye, there's a thing that happens in the world where collectors tend to be demonized, which isn't necessarily true. Some collectors learn really interesting facts, and you can pick up cool things from them and learn from their passion and their interests and this stuff they've collected and the interesting history that they forced to learn because they've been collecting this stuff. But when it causes you to give in to greed and misunderstand the basics of human empathy and consent, it means you're dealing with an asshole, essentially.
What's your suggestion here in Thunderbolt? I think as I'm like trying to use the stick to prevent myself from moving forward.
Like grab a tree with like sort of nails dug in kind of thing. When
Are you feeling gassy? I don't think chickens like dragonfire.
Oh. Belch. Let's give that a spin. So it's a
sounds like
reroll at a
our-
+1.
Yes, reroll at a +1.
All right, cool. That actually may not be too terrible here. We'll see.
I
2d6
believe in you.
+1. Dice betray me all the time, but not today.
Today, excellent.
That's
So,
an 11.
On an 11 or on a 7+, how do you overcome the challenge? Yeah, so you belch fire and light wither. What happens?
Well, what happens when you usually put a chicken on a fire?
You can set a flame.
It smells delicious.
Smells like barbecue.
Oh no. I think actually there's probably a clash of wills, right? Because Lightfeather is using stolen magic to try and control minds, and I'm tapping into
Yeah.
my rage to stand firm against it. And I think that I think at the end of the day, Feya's more dragon than chicken. Both might be, descended from dinosaurs, but yeah, I think. Yeah, I think what there's this really interesting difference between how Judd and I play Faye, and I think that there's probably a moment at the end of this where Faye looks at Lightfeather still, like you can still see that some sections, like there's a glow that travels through her veins, right? Like before this it was burning her, but like now it is controlled. But it's still there, right? Like the magic is light in her body, and I think she looks at Lightfeather and says, I think you'll find in the end that magic that you've grown inside yourself is always going to be stronger than magic that you've stolen. So.
That is excellent. And we get to rewrite a belief now. I rewrite a manner. Into
Oh, sweet. Young lady shall not vex others is getting the hell out of there.
Heck
'Cause
yeah.
that is a belief I do not believe in. What are we doing here?
I mean, having an episode
Some motherfuckers need Vexen.
If you come at a wizard, you best not miss.
It's not miss. Yes. Yeah.
All
Wizard-
wire quotes. Like you're just.
Wizards are not to be trifled with. If you come at the wizard, you best not miss. Shall we purge them?
Is it wizards are subtle and quick to anger? If we're gonna get more quotes like that out.
Yeah.
girls sound good to me.
I'm actually okay with that. Like because even if Faye loses her magic, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, she will always be a wizard, right? Even an apprentice wizard is still just a wizard. Cool. Oh wait, where is it? There we go. What was the quote, Jen?
Is it wizards are subtle and quick to anger?
Oh,
If you come at the wizard, you best
I
not
don't know
miss?
that she's subtle at all.
Okay.
That was
So
a
is it
direct
just like-
quote.
Are we just doing some motherfuckers need to be vexed? Or, that will get us kicked off the 5th grade reading list for sure.
Okay. We gotta pull back just a little.
Yeah.
Not a lot. We need something. We do have beliefs already about standing firm in your beliefs, I think.
Okay.
Like we have sometimes the wrong action, do what's right, not what you're told. I think this is actually a very interesting thing, which is I have a couple of suggestions. The top two in my mind are, the first one is, I don't know, like it sounds like a belief in my head, but I don't know if it's phrased correctly. which is one of them should be probably like never forget that you are powerful.
Oh.
Nice.
The
That's a
other
great
one
one.
could be actually that last quote, which is like, strength that's earned is always better than strength that's stolen.
Those are both great.
They're both great, yeah.
Preference?
I think strength that's earned is better than strength that's stolen. Says the first one, and it says more.
Okay. Done.
So I think it's better.
Excellent.
And it's
now
so
it's
good.
yeah, so good. I feel like now's a good time to stop over to Bima to see how Bima is faring while
cool.
they are going.
Shall I make the roll for finding the treasure?
Oh heck yeah!
Yes,
Sounds
I
great.
have it. It's called Weary Traveler. Roll when you seek a location's secrets and hidden treasures. And I believe that we just forged the belief that I can tap into.
Yay!
I am a master
Excellent.
thief. I have earned my stripes by stealing stuffs.
Heck
I have-
yeah!
This is not the first location. 3d6k2. Let's go. Heyo, that's a 10. So
Excellent. Oh,
I was just gonna read the move, which is
Yeah,
on
do
on a hit. Weary Traveler. Roll when you seek a location's secrets and hidden treasures. What do you find and how do you discover it? I think what I would like to find is the gallery with all the stolen shite, and I think that the way that I discover it is actually cooperation with Gia. I think that
cute.
there are parts where Bima like tries to get in through the doors, but there's like some weird wording because if you know Baba Yaga's hut, if you don't say the poem right, like it keeps whirling to face away from you and you can't ever get in. So I trick it and I sneak in through the chimney, and I think there's probably like a magic spell or something that like Gia has to look up to like get me through some portion of the wards and things, and like between the two of us she handles some of the magic and I handle some of the like sneaking, and I think that there's probably like a classic what is it called, like a Mission Impossible scene where I pop a grating off of the roof and then I slide down into whatever the gallery of magical items is here.
excellent. I think you like come down and it's like the room. Ooh. Oh no, I know what it is. There is a big sign on one of the walls that is written in the same font as the library in your hometown. And it just says like, "Welcome to the library."
Enter all ye who seek knowledge here.
Yeah. And it has the same sort of like musty smell of like the sort of reference section, not the one that you usually hang around in, but the one that's kind of like a bit cool and like old and interesting. But I think what catches your senses first are these kind of like glass cases you might keep like your like favorite model figure. But inside I think there's sort of like I think there's like 3 of them.
Nemo, it's fine.
You see the same
here.
sort of pastel face spirits that you first saw when you came to this like strange place when you first arrived and opened your eyes and saw like the sort of desecrated fairy ring that was rubble and forgotten memories. And you see this like row, this shelf on the wall that has dreams like written beneath it, and then like sort of these baubles of what do they do? I think they probably sparkle a bit, and they sort of like merge between a dark purple and like a light yellow, and they sort of are changing with the mood. And it makes you wonder if these are some folks that haven't woken up yet from like the Wolf City, the Wolf Village. And these like sort of little trinkets of stolen magic like along the way that you've seen on your travels.
Is the welcome to the library sign an actual library sign that this asshole stole?
Oh yeah, totally. The
best.
Yeah, totally. you realize then, like, oh, this isn't like a mock of that. Like, this is a piece of stolen from my hometown.
Yeah. There's stuff that people need to do to eat and to survive, but if you steal a library sign, probably an asshole. I'm just telling you.
I mean, we've established. I have a very important question. Since I'm speaking as Bima here, is my shadow here?
Ooh.
Because we established that it was stolen, and we said that Lightfeather may have it. It's not a guarantee, but I figure I look around for
I
it.
would like to say yes. Yeah, let's say yes. Yeah, like I think the last case, like you sort of like scan the line as like these ethereal fake creatures, and then you see one that's like a stark contrast. What does your shadow look like?
I think it looks a lot less cat-like. I think it just looks like a kid sitting cross-legged, very bored. Maybe at this point it like actually like glues itself to the glass.
Nice.
What do you do?
Did the dragon set me to fetch any one particular item? Or, because otherwise, I'm gonna crack open the windows and just be like, fly, be free!
I think like you can see oh, I think I know what it is. I think this on a sort of like clawed pedestal. You can see like this it's like a spherical stone, but it's very imperfect, and it's like had bits chipped away at it, and it's sort of like it sort of has that lub dub of like the glow in it sort of like feels alive, and it lub dubs like periodically.
What is a lub dub? Just the sound?
I think like the light within sort of like
it pulses.
It pulses. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. I wasn't familiar with the term. So I think so that's the prize item that the dragon wants.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So let
like
me ask,
required
how
item.
hard is it to get some of these stolen things out? Are there certain elements of them that maybe can like get out on their own?
Yeah, I think like I think this place does have like shuttered windows. Like it's very dim in here, sort of to keep the light from deteriorating these like prized collected treasures. But you can kind of see like there are windows on either side, and there's like the chimney that you sort of drop down from, and so there's like I think a number of exits. You could just like break everything, and be like be free if you want.
Well,
to.
I will. The first thing I do is I take my coat off, and I actually like stitch the rope through it a little bit so that it turns into like basically like a picnic sack. Like it's just like a cloth carry thing. Since Bima doesn't have a handy backpack like Faye. And then I think she puts a bunch of the like immobile stuff. Like there's probably like she actually asks Gia if she can absorb any of the books or other pieces of paper or signs that are here. Like can she like absorb them into her whirlwind and take them out with her?
Yeah, I think she totally can. Like the book form she opens wide, and like you can hear the pages take a big like like breath. It's like and then like as she does, I think like any pages or books that are like in the room sort of like flutter and like sort of suck in like with that sort of force that she pulls into herself.
Awesome. So yeah, I think Bima grabs whatever is immobile and cannot on its own locomotion necessarily go out, but doesn't seem to be particularly well warded or fixed. And at that point, she's like, well, that's it for subtlety. And she just smashes like whatever case is containing like her shadow and like breaks the glass on the ground, and then like grabs the like dragon claw and just starts grabbing as much as she can, because like once the gig is up, she's gonna have to bolt. So like I'm expecting guardians, I'm expecting Lightfeather, I'm expecting whatever. If nothing shows, then I grab as much as I can and I go. But like,
excellent. I think when you bust open oh yeah, so you busted open like some of these cages? Is that what
yeah, with like no so like there is grace and there is decorum, right? So like None of that. It's like literally like hilts of knives, like smashing things open and like dropping stuff on the ground to like open it. So like yeah, I think we do the subtlety while we can do the subtlety, and then I go into just speed.
Excellent. And I think like when you bust open the cages, like you feel like at the a torrential like, sort of 100-kilometer like wind like bust out of these cages. It like looked very dormant, but as soon as that seal is broken, like you just feel the life and like energy and desperation of the things that were trapped in here. And I think you get a glimpse of like the dreams as they whiz like over your head, and you can kind of see like images of what are some good dreams?
Fields with people playing in the
Yeah, like
like
totally.
a pony. I don't know.
Pony, lots of bubbles, like fun, cute things. I think you get a glimpse of like the wolf in your vision before it's gone. And I think what comes next is like this bellowing, like it's like a bellowing howl that someone has been holding in for a long time and is only like just been able to get out. And when it comes to a stop, like the one of the fey creatures materializes in front of you, and I think like we see I think her head is shaped like a crown. Like it's sort of her. It's not like a crown that has been put upon her, but it's like become part of her. And she looks very lithe and like long-limbed and quite alien. I think her skin glitters a little bit in like the dim light that you've just created, and the light that you've just created, and she blinks like these like really big black eyes at you that sort of have the depth of the universe in them. And she says, you freed me, like a bit of a question on it. I think we'll cut back to Faye and Thunderbolt. I think like you hear the crash of like the window, and then you feel that wind like bluster out of here, and you see like these pastel dreams escaping and these shadowy figures. I think the color around where that window busted out becomes like a million times more saturated and like full of life. And what do you do, Faye? I think yeah.
I think I look to see what the chicken man is doing.
I think the chicken man, that wind, I think, like, sort of pushes all of his feathers forward and sort of sends him stumbling forward a little bit. And I think he's like, no, like, what trickery is this? Like, I think he sort of like grabs for a dream and it sort of slips through his fingers. And he's like, oh, like, and I think he like sort of looks at Fade, even though you have shown your magical prowess to him, he's like, you shall repay for the damage that you have caused me. This is theft. This is stealing. This is broken. This is breaking and entering. This is all the rules broken.
Yep. I don't think you can prove that I had anything to do with it.
I know you were up to something. I don't know how or why or what or when, but I know you're behind it.
You were trying to shove me in a cage. If that's not against your rules, then your rules are dumb.
That's shoving you in a cage. I wasn't shoving you anywhere. I was merely suggesting that you should join the collection.
Yeah, all right. We can't talk if you're just going to be full of hooey. Like, there's nothing really we can say to each other. You're not here in good faith.
here in good faith. What is this? I'm gonna call the Bone Crows on you, and then you'll be sorry.
Bone Crows, whatever. She rolls her eyes and like a glimpse of what she's going to be like as a late teenager. Bone Crows.
Well, not the Bone Crow, the Crowing King. Yes, these goods run away to the Crowing King. You don't want to make the Crowing King angry.
I think I do. I think I really do. I think
What
I'm
do
going to
you
make him
mean?
angry. I think I'm going to make him angrier still. I think some people need to be angry because they need to be told that they're not being nice. And sometimes that gets people angry.
Well, I don't think you're being very nice at all.
I'm not. Being nice is overrated.
Is that a belief? Do we have a belief
This
like
is
that?
that's like a banner. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, I think we have a
young
belief
ladies
like that.
must
Let's like
always
a.
smile.
Oh, are we challenging some beliefs right now?
I think we are. We have young ladies must always wear a smile.
Yeah,
on her
Faye,
face.
you are 100% breaking a belief right now. Do
Cool.
you wanna roll
Thanks for catching
some
that.
2d6 to smash that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Heck yes. This is just refusing to mind your banners again. Roll a splat 2d6, and we'll read the outcome.
9.
That's not bad. I think that
is
still
not bad.
cancels the manner.
Yes, yeah. It does. Either on a 7+ or a 6-, it is struck. This depends upon.
Yep, but you falter or go too far in the process. So, how do we falter or go too far in the process, as it were? Too little or too much?
Uh,
I mean, do you throw down a challenge to the Crowing King, and does he hear? Or, like, is that a thing?
oh yeah, that
Ooh,
that
that's
sounds
really
good.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like Light Feather, as much as a chicken can smoke, it says, well, I hope that you're ready to put your actions to your words, because the Crowing King may have just picked up on your little boast, and I don't think he's going to be very happy about that.
Good. I hope I can meet the Crowing King someday in a magical duel.
You probably need a little more training, Faye!
And I think
Yeah,
that's it.
I think Thunderbolt's behind her. Like,
I think like Light Feather like laughs a chickeny like laugh, and this is like I would like to see that day when it comes, but I don't have much faith in liars and tricksters like you who have no morals or values. I think like Lucine, I think like steps forward and like puts a hand on Faye's shoulder and says, Light Feather, with all due respect, will you please just leave? And Light Feather like sort of ruffles himself as well. Why, yes, I can see that perhaps 'tis best if I retreat, but mark my words, you'll see me again.
your words are marked. Goodbye.
You'll rue the day you learn of the Light Feather name.
I am ruining. I've been brewing ever since you showed up. Believe me.
And then like he huffs and like sort of, I think snaps his fingers with feathers, and like the Baba Yaga hut like sort of revs up again and starts like chugging, and like the feet kind of like raise and the building sticks up, and he like leaps aboard and says like, you like rue the day, like as he is about to leave. But we'll cut back to Bima, who was in the gallery with the Fey Queen, who I think looks at herself and looks at you and says, I can only assume that you freed me because you look nothing like the awful thing that trapped us here.
Lady, you're really bad at this game. This is now the time for leaving. I believe fly, you fools, is in effect. Would you like to come with me or not?
Of course.
How
Lead
many
the way.
wizard quotes can we drop into one episode? Let's just see.
I mean, Judd, you started it. It's not my
I know.
fault.
I know.
All right,
I'm
let's take a
digging
look
it.
for
I'm
this.
digging it.
I think there's no time for tea. I believe that Lightfeather is coming back, and we might get in trouble. So I would like to escape a dangerous situation with my friends. Is that okay?
Excellent. Yeah, let's heck yeah, let's do it. Does it
Oh.
belief apply?
Before we go, we should talk about that actually. So the girl canceled a belief, and we need to apply one here.
Oh yeah.
So young ladies must always wear a smile on their face. I think that we have a lot of beliefs against that, right? Like, do what's right, not what you're told. Some opinions are just wrong. What do we want to write as a belief after that?
What was the thing I said? Niceness is overrated. Which is that just too much like?
I think it's a good foundation.
Not showing your feelings is the same as lying is the thing that we have. Niceness is overrated is not terrible. I would be okay with it.
Yeah, you're not sold those. Let's get there.
Yeah, I'm not sold.
It's almost like it's okay to put your foot down. Like it's so like, you know, you don't have to take anyone's shit. Or like that was the feeling I was getting from little teenage Faye of the future.
I think I'm fishing around for it, but I think that there is some you said a number of things about like some people get angry at being told that they're not nice, but like
Yeah.
and then he turned it around and he went, "Well, you're not nice." And you're like, "That's right. I'm not." And you weren't angry because like it was I'm looking for the right thing now.
Sometimes.
Maybe we can harken back to the lesson that we learned from casting. So like we could say that anger is a tool that can burn you, but it is useful in many situations. Because like that is a lesson that she learned from magic, but it feels like it was applied here, right? Like he was like,
Right.
"You're angry and talking to me, and you're not being nice," and you're just like, "I know, I'm using it just like I do my breath of fire. It's just not quite as obvious."
Yeah, it's something about like confronting and controlling emotions rather than being controlled by them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Controlled emotions are a tool.
Uh,
That feels too limiting.
yeah.
Something about double-edged swords. But it's not really a warning. Like it's not a lesson. It didn't hurt you. It's just
Right. Huh.
I mean, that it could just be like your feelings are tools. Use them, don't let them use you, maybe. Like I don't know.
Breathe out your feelings like a dragon breathes out fire.
I'm in. That's go
That's
down.
cool. That's really good.
You got it.
Phew, that was awesome.
Yes, I like that.
Heck and yeah.
Do I have any? Oh, I mean, Biba is definitely taking the wrong action better than no action.
Yes.
I did just smash all the things, and now I'm trying to run away. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Hey, a 9. Not bad, but something bad-ish happens. Let's take a talk about that. So, on a 7 to 9... Oh, it's not that bad. How will the people here remember me? No problem. I think this is also like a question of like, what do I leave as a trace?
Yeah, totally.
Biba would 100% leave a calling card of some
Calling
sort.
card, yeah. What is Bima's calling card?
I think it's a carving of a cat.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so she's just like, you know, like dagger, like cat face, and then like whisker, 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 and she's like, eh.
I love that so much.
Nice.
You'll be for sure remember. It's funny because like thief is like usually a bad thing, but in this case, it's like, heck yeah, I'll be remembered like a great thief. Rad. So you escape. So you escape through the the window. Yeah, where? How do you escape out? What does it look like?
Yeah, I think I like the window. I think that she goes to the window as like the house is activating again and jumps to like a branch of a tree and then like holds her hand back for the Fey Queen. She's got like Gia as in her book form around like her shoulders and is carrying the loot sack full of stuff.
Nice.
So,
I think like you see the Fey Queen try to like summon something or like enact some kind of magic and it doesn't work, and so she's like,
undignified but quick, come on.
and then she like sort of takes your hand and like looks very confused about like what's happening.
In magical matters, trust a wizard or a fairy. In matters of thiefdom, though, follow the thief. And I think I just like do one of those like I drop off the branch and catch myself and spin around it, and the sack drops down first, and then I land next to it, and I'm just like, come on, we're getting out of here.
Nice. Yeah, she'll totally go with. And then I feel like we need to like when you appear to the group back at the cave entrance, I think I think like Lucine catches eyes with like the Fey Queen, and there's like a little bit of tension there, but like she beckons like the two of you back to the group, and Lucine says, I do apologize for all the bother. I've never quite been able to get Lightfeather away.
I think Bima pulls out the weird claw hand with the orb and goes, this is yours, and tosses it like not realizing any of its value, like straight at the dragon lady. And then she pops open the jacket that's holding like a bunch of treasure inside and goes, and this actually it's way too much for me to carry, is the world. Can you make sure that it gets back to its proper owners, because that's a really boring part of the job.
And then like Lucine like catches the orb and looks like genuinely shocked and awed at your amazing skill, and says,
Ha ha! Best thief in the land.
She says, I have been trying for hundreds of years to get this back, and it's been the one reason I cannot take down Lightfeather. And I think what she does is like she
should have hired a master thief.
she takes a hand and like transforms her finger into like a dragon claw. Then she takes it to her chest and like runs it down the front, and it like sort of cuts herself open, and then takes this orb and sort of like puts it back, and then sort of like smooths down her scales, and says, "It's been a long time since I've been without my heart."
Whoa, that looks super painful.
Whoa.
Faye, are you gonna do that?
Yeah, that was Thunderbolt saying, whoa. Faye's just like, I hope not.
No, it's somewhat of a curse put upon me. But that is why I speak so much of being aware of the tenderness in your heart, not letting it calcify like mine has. But, of course, we have a queen in our midst, and sort of like gestures to the Fey Queen, and like a little bit of a teasing way. And the Fey Queen like sort of dusts herself off and says, "Well, I may be queen, but I am no Fey. I have no magic anymore. I must have been split in two."
That seems bad.
And if I had to guess one person was taking my other half.
It's gonna be a thing that calls itself a king?
I fear so.
His name keeps coming up.
He couldn't have my hand, and so he just took my magic.
Bima shrugs at Faye and is just like, well, we were heading to the Crowing King's castle anyway.
If you travel that way, it would mean a lot to this land if you free its magic. And free me. Well, my other half.
We'll do it.
Right.
We'll do it if you tell everyone I'm the greatest thief in the land.
Of course, that goes without saying, young one. But I did not catch your name. Thank you, by the way, for saving me.
I think I definitely like pose, and like my jacket is flopped open on the ground with like a whole pile of like magical doodads, and like Biba puts one leg on it and she's just like, I am Biba, the greatest thief in the land.
Nice. At some point, Thunderbolt has to be like, Bima, a reverse heist. It's a classic.
I know, right? Good class. Yeah, she's totally excited. I think she like actually like wanders over to Thunderbolt and like tries telling the story, but of course like blows it a bit out of proportion. And at some point, she's like fighting like 5 crystalline guardians. There's like nothing there, but you know,
It sounds unlikely, but yeah.
yeah. Oh, it's totally like, come on, Gia, back me up here. So like, you know, she like gets Gia to pose and stuff too, and is like bouncing around and making like big motions. And there's apparently a werewolf somewhere in there too. Yeah.
Excellent. I feel like that's such a sweet places to zoom out is like you telling all these stories and Thunderbolt like, fine.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think he'll question things, but he's totally into it. I mean, he'll literally be like, "Unlikely, but I'm into it." Yeah, and then what?
Oh, it's so good. Right. So again, there's no end of the session, which still feels really weird.
Too much blades. Too much blades.
Too much blades.
All right.
All right. So, do we just want to do some outros?
Yeah, let's do some outros.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So, hey, folks. Thank you for hanging out with us, chat. We always appreciate you. I've been Strash. He, him. I'm one of the regular streamers here. If you watch this channel, you probably already know this, but I'll mention it anyway. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we're going to be playing some Scum and Villainy. Persephone, I believe we are currently on a route to a precursor temple that may or may not contain the cure for some of our characters who are slowly calcifying due to a curse of time. So it's actually sci-fi, believe it or not, but sort of in the like space opera sense. So I'm excited about that and looking forward to it. So, Lauren, tell us about yourself.
Yes, I've been Lauren. I use she, they. I'm at The Straight Kiwi on Twitter and thestraightkiwi.com if you want to learn more about my design and editing stuff. You can find Girl Underground at girlunderground.org. That should take you to all the places you can pick it up if you would like to try it for yourself. Have some cool adventures. Heck, yeah, wow. It's wild to go from playing Girl Underground to like being Dipper in Scum and Villainy tomorrow. I'm super looking forward to it. I have been thinking a lot about what this crystallizing means and can we fix it, and if not, what that'll look like. It's gonna be fun. Jazz for all of it. How about you, Judd?
My name is Judd, he, him, and I am excited to possibly stop by and chat. So if you stop by, you might see me. I'll be hopefully maybe chatting up while they play. And I also just published a little dingus called Paid For in Blood, which is a mini supplement for Trophy Gold, and it's only $2 and it's on itch, and it is a little thing I made so that my geekery can somehow go towards putting a dent in what a mess the world is. So I will split the money that I get between First Responders First and a local advocacy center called the Tompkins County Advocacy Center that helps educate people and support people who are surviving and dealing with domestic abuse. And yeah, it's a super cool organization. And so that's what I've been up to. And I've got a podcast called Daydreaming About Dragons, and new episode is up. And yeah, more stuff will be coming, but it's on the air. So yeah, that's what's going on with me right now.
All right. And on that note, I guess we'll just do smooth outro.
Yes, thanks for watching.